Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing and the world. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, this could be about at least 2 videos in here in one, about 3, right? And we're going to start off to warm you up with, all over the world what's going on. Now, we know what's going on in America, with the president handling his business, doing a lot of racist comments, feeling like, hey, well, if I be racist, I'm making my base happy. And we give his base that cool name, base. That's a cool name. Well, I don't like it. It's got to be extremely racist people. That's what you need to say on TV everywhere. What are we talking about? And then you got all the Republicans ignoring how he acts because they're scared that they're not going to, be reelected. What they're telling you there is because I know I only have racist people behind me that are not irked or not appalled by what he's doing. So I don't want to, I can't upset my racist people that are voting for me. Because actually, if you had normal people voting for you, they would all be outraged at his behavior. But they're not. That's why the Republicans won't say anything, which means we will never listen to them again, right? Okay, so that's just America. We're going to get back to America in a minute. But let's just say, let's go to England. Let's go to England for a second. Manchester United, right? Now I used to be Arsenal. I told you I'm a Thierry Henry dude. If it wasn't for Thierry Henry, I wouldn't watch soccer at all. But Thierry Henry has bridged that gap for me. When I saw him, it was like Michael Jordan this is Michael Jordan on the damn football pitch, right? So I like Arsenal. But anyway, Manchester United, come on, man. It's a legendary team. And you got to give them props for the one thing that I thought, Sir Alex Ferguson, being there that long in the age that we live in right now where they get rid of coaches or trainers, every couple of months. Every time something go wrong, they blame him and not all the fools on the pitch or the field or whatever you want to call it, right? So, but Manchester United is a renowned club the world over, isn't it? Well, they had an issue about 2 weeks ago. Well, Paul Pogba, this is one of the best soccer players in the world. He missed a penalty shot. He got racially, insulted from the fans. We denounce it, whatever, da-da-da. We denounce it. We don't, never want to see that here again, and da-da-da. 2 weeks later, it's a new dude, Marcus Rashford, missed a penalty. Brothers can't miss penalties in Europe, because if you do, you're going to get that, right? He missed a penalty. He got the same treatment, right? That means play in front of nobody for a while. That's the only way you're going to make him stop, right? But that's what's going down. Then you go to Germany, the neo-Nazis, there's a club called Chemnitz, right? It's in the 3rd league, right? They have a fan curve where they know that the neo-Nazis are, by the way, and they go after the game and still go to the curve and do all, how they do all that stuff, right? You know all that, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, the manager and the director or whatever was insulted by the fans because they must have lost, right? But they said, you know what they said? Translated, well, at least he's not a nigger. That's what they was calling him. And then they called another one a Jewish pig, right? This is what's going down over there. Now, don't talk, let's not even go to Spain, because I've been there, Spain, right? Don't really want, it's nice Spain, don't want to go back there because they just forgot that the Moors gave them civilization. Moors is blacker than, about 14 shades darker than me. The Moors, they gave them civilization. They forgot about it, why they so dark. They racist hell over there, all through Europe. Make a mistake, and you're going to get some bananas thrown on the pitch. We know it. Look at Italian. We was talking about that. Italy, right? Remember that? Italy. We talking about them about a month and a half ago when they was wearing stuff on their face. Everybody, because it was against the racism that's going on, things like that. No, that was against domestic violence. But they had racism issues in Italy all the time, right? So that's basically everywhere. Everywhere, just racism. Whatever you look at, it's just something, it's against brothers, mostly of people of color, right? People of color. Now, brings me to something that happened. I watched the Mayweather PACQUIAO fight again. You watch it like once a year or something like that, once every year and a half. Mayweather beat the hell out of him. Y'all look at I don't cuss that much. You know what I'm saying? He beat the hell out of Manny Pacquiao. I don't even know. It makes me mad. I mean, we weren't outraged as brothers that they had the nerve to be outraged after that fight. Mayweather beat the hell out of him. It was a shutout, really. And you know what? Round 4, when Pacquiao hit him with the left hand and nothing else, everything else was blocked, and then he hit him in the body maybe once or twice. What happened before that in round 4 and 6 where Pacquiao did a little something? You come in and just throw flurries and you think that you won a round. You weren't winning the round before that. You didn't hit him at all. We lost that about 6 punches to 3 in round 4 and 6. And let me tell you, not only did them straight right hands in the first round stop Pacquiao and get him passive. All them check left hooks. Every time Pacquiao thought he had him in the corner, he was getting check left hook and Mayweather's out of there. Mayweather schooled, taught, and just played with him. Okay? That's how much. It was a whole bunch of distance in there. Somebody gave that fight a draw. I don't know who that was. Somebody gave a draw. But everybody else had a 118, 110, which means he won damn near every round except 2. Right? Because they gave him 4 and 6. And we okay with that. But watch 4 and 6, everybody. Watch it yourself. 4 and 6. And you tell me Pacquiao won that. He was getting beat before he landed that one counter left hand. And then Mayweather just put his hands up. I guess he was hurt a little bit. Put his hands up. That you don't lose the round. A round is 3 minutes. It's not, hey, that 30 seconds, you look good there. And all this we're stealing around stuff. If you got 8 punches and dude got 2, and he has a flurry at the end and lands 2 more, it's 8-4. And not 8-4. It's 8-4. Right? That's what happened. Right? And it was a shutout. And we sat back and let these fools come and tell us and be outraged. I remember Stephen A. Smith on the show talking about, they were telling him, well, Mayweather can't be the GOAT after that. He's barely beat the guy. What? He shut a guy out who y'all trying to call pound for pound number 1 right now. Was calling pound for pound number 1 while Floyd Mayweather was still fighting. Now he beat Keith Thurman. Doesn't Mayweather look so good right about now? In that fight, Mayweather was dominating so much, and shout out to HBO on this one, he was down so much that they were talking, well, Pacquiao might be a little bit too small. Pacquiao should be going back to 140. Right? That's what they were saying in the fight. Because it was distance. It was not even close. And HBO, I finally listened to their commentary. Because, I boycott. I don't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? But I listened to their commentary, and they were awesome. Not good. They were awesome. Your boy, everybody was awesome. They were fair. They were awesome. And even your boy who always tried to do the scores, because they had to behave themselves, because it was a joint venture. They would also with Al Bernstein and Showtime. So you couldn't just act up. Right? You had to. The scoring, they had to score. All right, Harold Letterman, he was, trying to get Pacquiao a couple of them rounds early and stuff like that. Had it even after 6 rounds, which wasn't. Then after that, Floyd just whitewashed him and won all the rounds after that. And even he had to admit to that. Steve Forward just gave, he was being fair. It was a shutout, guys. An absolute shutout. He hooked him to death. It was nothing. But like I said, HBO was fair about it. I thought that was cool. It was perfect commentary. I have no problem with that, right? But all I'm saying now is the narrative after that fight is typical American. Typical American. He shuts him out just like he shut out Canelo. And somebody got the nerve to give it 118, 118. And that's why everybody comes here. When I say BTBG, beat the black guy, that's exactly what boxing is. Now, all this outrage is going on, and we just acting like it, because brothers, we just don't. Because we got so many boxers, we ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, whatever. They just cheated. Said, them acting up again. No. Right? No. Don't accept any more. None. And another thing, too. Canelo about this Kovalev. I might do a video about it. I ain't want to be talking about that, really. Let's not start talking about Canelo and Kovalev. Because why are we going to start acting like and justifying that fight when Andrade and Charlo was down there? We ain't doing that either. Because that's BTBG too. All of it. It needs to stop. Now, I know only 13 people going to look at this. Right? But you 13 go tell 3 people this time. Normally you don't have to. I don't care what happens. I ain't monetized. I don't care about all that. I know what's going to happen when I get monetized. They don't want to hear me. I'm going to tell you that right now. They do not want to hear me, because what is going on here is the absolute truth. Bar nothing. Right? I don't hate nobody, and I don't love nobody enough to trip. It's going to be the truth. This irked me. When I watched that fight again, it irked me that I messed around and let them get away with all that outrage about that fight. That was a masterful performance from Floyd Mayweather. I know I say it, but I don't say it as hard as I'm saying it right now. Right? He obliterated the guy. It was nothing. And then we had the nerve. And then we brothers and black people were going with it too. Yeah, it was a boring fight. Well, it was not. It doesn't get more masterful than that. And we see when we knock people out like Deontay Wilder, that's not cool either. What all of a sudden is cool is Tyson Fury. The guy who's bigger than everybody and running around. Right? All of a sudden, then it's cool. Stop it. Right? It's all racism. And what is the racism if I went to Italy, if I went to Germany, if I went to Spain, if I went to England, if I went to America? What is the common denominator? White people get it together. Period. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.